Hot damn.
Unfortunately, I was not able to meet him. Just hours spent poring over videos, imitating him, listening to him, reading transcripts, reading books, obsessing to a stupid degree.
I really did as much research as I could. I read not all of her books. She wrote almost over like 29 books. There was a lot to learn about her.
Even when we were making the movie, after the script was written, we were constantly chipping away, trying to understand this guy. He's such an enigma. Everything he did was dedicated towards don't tell my story. I mean, his autobiography is just a court deposition. It is so cold. And he did not want a movie made about him, and we laughed about that the whole time. Like, well, too bad, we're making a movie about you.
When you have power, people will always try to take it from you, always.
She's essential. There is no Dick Cheney without Lynn.
Right.
And she certainly gave him the drive and the ambition that got him to where he got to.
I think I had to take away people's perception of her. She wrote a memoir of her childhood, so that was really helpful to sort of see her point of view, figure out where she came from, what were her challenges, what is her personal history. Even as a young girl, she had a very focused intensity and this sort of unapologetic ambition, whether it was towards baton twirling or being the best girl or Dick Cheney. She was very focused and she was a hard worker.
What I really found was kind of an average guy, actually, from Wyoming. What we saw was that Lynn Cheney was the ambition. She was the spark that got everything going. But what we also saw was that Dick had certain skills that no one else had. He had a certain patience. Lynn Cheney had a quote, "If you want to understand my husband, you have to know one thing. He's a fly fisherman." I think that quote holds pretty well from what we discovered.
Are you even more ruthless than you used to be?
Both of our ancestors were Mormon, and so there's like a very pioneering sort of energy there that I totally connected with. This sort of idea of hard living and working hard, and she reminded me very much of my grandmother. Her voice, even to some degree, reminded me of my grandmother.
I don't think about what I connect with when I look at a character. I don't try to compare. I try to take myself out of it. Adam and I just said that I should attempt to counter what Adam's points of view are. I have to get to a place where I understand Cheney's motivations. So asking Adam to let me advocate for Cheney, and that they would get a far more interesting story, and it wouldn't be a hatchet job.
That sounds good.